say they be contradicting. Like I got gang ties. Got no run on no chain gang guys. He got hit 30 times, hope you ain't squeamish. Niggas happy they talking, don't stop breathing. Better pressure them wounds cause he keep bleeding. My interior white like a Nazi area. My girl don't know English, she not American. Living just like I'm Denver's area. Don't name bliss like a humanitarian. When you come where I'm from, it's difficult to make it.
Welcome to the Casey Allen Outdoor Podcast. We have great weather behind us for once, 75 degrees and sunny. So what we're going to get into today is something that got a lot of attention in 2020 and 2021, and that was the meme coin. So this made a lot of people a lot of money and also lost a lot of people a lot of money. So you're either on the winning side or the losing side of this. Now, just to be clear before we get started, this is not any financial advice or any promotion of any of these projects, as the only thing I will promote is Bitcoin because it is declared as property by the SEC, and it's essentially ethical to promote property. But when you're talking about something like a security, like a stock or any cryptocurrency that is not regulated by the SEC, if you're promoting that, that would be essentially unethical and could essentially be security fraud if it is a high-scale type of promotion. But essentially a meme coin is a cryptocurrency project that is often depicted by an animated character or a well-known meme to gain popularity. Now, these projects don't offer any real utility or intrinsic value and are often at times known as pump and dumps or rug pulls, which basically means they get popular to a certain price and then a short amount of time it hits its peak, and then afterwards, after hitting that peak, it only goes downward from there. And it stays on that trajectory, and it basically might even become insolvent and worth fractions of pennies in time, which basically is what we've seen with a lot of these meme coin projects. It happens within even a month or even weeks at a time, as a lot of these are actually scams. So the most well-known meme coin that's been hanging in there for about 3 years now is Dogecoin. Now, this project gained a lot of popularity in 2020 due to the likings of Elon Musk. He tweeted memes of the Shiba Inu dog and briefly mentioned that he may like to use it as an official currency of Mars or even Twitter. And this speculation is the reason that I believe that this meme holds a lot of, I wouldn't say value, but holds a lot of speculative value and still currently holds $1 billion market cap in the crypto economy. And it hasn't even faded away like the other meme coins have, which is just really ironic and really interesting about it, as it's gone 3 years with surviving $1 billion market cap in this terrible economy. So that has to mean something. But then about a year after that, in November of 2020, there was another meme coin that was released known as Shiba Inu, which is basically a knockoff of Dogecoin. And this coin had a 20x pump over around 24 hours in November, like I said. And around this time, this was when Bitcoin and all the other cryptos hit their all-time high. I mean, Bitcoin hit 69,000, Ethereum was around 4,700. So everything was booming at this time. And this was right before Biden's economy really hit the fan, and only has gone downhill from there as we've seen the last 2 years. There hasn't been a whole lot of sentiment in the crypto space, and there was also the FTX situation that burdened a substantial amount of trust in the whole industry, in my opinion. It wasn't until May of 2023, this month, that we saw the return of the meme coins, which was led by the newly Pepe coin, which is a meme coin named after the Pepe frog. Pepe reached over $1 billion in market cap and even got all the way up to 60th in the total market cap of all crypto. And like Dogecoin and Shiba, Pepe has no utility at all and serves no purpose than a meme itself. Like I said, this is not any financial advice, but one thing you have to know is that there are winners and there are losers in this game. The people who get in early and get out before it's too late are the ones who walk away with big profits, and the people who have the fear of missing out, are also known as FOMO, basically have already waited for the price of the coin to reach its peak, and let's just say it pumped to 4,000%. The people fear of missing out will go and buy once it's already hit its peak, as you can look at the charts. It's basically crypto casino is what I call it. There's no definite way to predict which projects will take off like this. And you also have to be very careful because there are a lot of scammers and meme dorks out there that will promote these meme coins, and they'll just direct message you or send you these links or phishing links. And I'm willing to bet everyone watching this right now has had that happen to them, or someone will just send you Jeff coin, buy this thing, promote it, airdrop, like all this weird scamming crypto stuff that you'll see. I wouldn't really consider this investing. It's more gambling than anything. You might as well go place a bet and stake or go to the horse track. Basically all meme coins and 95% of cryptocurrencies are listed as unregistered securities. Now, which technically that's committing securities fraud, which is what the infamous Jordan Belfort of Wall Street was basically guilty of and sentenced to prison time and had millions of dollars in fines if you've seen that movie.
And there's nobody stopping you from making millions. Don't just sit at home, or the life of your dreams will sail right past you. I changed all these people's lives, and I can change yours too. So come to my seminar. The life of your dreams is only... Good to see you again, George. You're under arrest. You gotta be joking. Kidding me now? Hey, get the fuck away from me. Turn that camera off.
Remember to never gamble with more than you're comfortable losing. Either way, if you win or lose, it still inspires a lot of fun in the crypto space and decentralized finance in general. Like I said, there still should be regulation. There shouldn't be all these guys getting away with these scams and promoting these projects. There's literally securities fraud. But I think the fun ones like Dogecoin and Pepe, no investing advice. I just think that if you find the right pump at the right time, that's all there really is to it. It's not going to make you a millionaire if you sit there and dollar cost average or just hold for 10 years, because the odds are it's just going to fade away. I can't say when, but in time it's not going to be sustainable and last, because like I said, there's no utility, there's no underlying value, which is going to render it insolvent, or very unlikely that it's going to be worth something in the future. So you always have to keep that in mind. So a good example of a scam coin or a rug pull is just recently a guy named Ben.eth on Twitter. He promoted this project called PSYOP after Andrew Tate released a video making fun of the movie Ant-Man by mentioning the word PSYOP. And then just from mentioning that word, this guy Ben.eth created this coin, and it got millions of dollars. And then all of a sudden, a week or so after, he comes up with some excuse and is essentially insolvent, and everybody lost their money. So it definitely happens. People do get scammed, and that's a perfect example. But here's Andrew Tate talking about this Ben.eth guy.
A bunch of dorks have bought into a coin, and they're trying to dump on each other all day while in a Telegram group talking about community. Fucking scam! And the fucking person who launches the coin's like, we're a community, guys, just to keep the losers in there as long as possible without them dumping, so the fucking developer could dump first. Only reason I'm making this video is because there's a loser. There's a DNG called Ben.eth, which I'm investigating heavily in case, anyone wants to know where he lives. And he tried to use my name to shill some garbage coin. And what he did is he came up with a coin called PSYOP. And the idea is that anyone who says it's bullshit, he can say, I PSYOP'd them. You see? He's a scammer. PSYOP'd! No, you're just a scammer. And people actually sat there and believed this idiot and put a bunch of money into it. And he's launched his coin and it's fucking failed. So he tried to use my name to shill a scam, and now it's all completely scammed. I don't even give a fuck, right? This was a couple of days ago, I didn't care. But now I see all over Twitter, his whole project's fucked, it was all a scam, everyone's lost money. If you put money into that, if you believe this fucking nerd, who was Anon, it won't be for long, was sitting there saying, I PSYOP'd Tate, I PSYOP'd everyone, because he came up with the name PSYOP and just stole a bunch of advertising off a bunch of people, and you thought that that's worth giving your money to, you deserve to lose fucking everything. And guess what? He's gonna make sure that you do. I literally accidentally memed a coin into existence, sluts, with a joke. And that made more money for people than this dude's project, which he invested his fucking life in. Crypto is bullshit. It's fine, ETH, Bitcoin, the big ones. I understand moving money across country borders. I understand all the Federal Reserve stuff. I get it, I totally get it. But we're not talking about that, are we? We're talking about a bunch of degens, a bunch of losers, a bunch of gambling addicts, who during the height of the bull run, when everyone lost their fucking minds, made a bunch of money without doing any effort, and now sit there and think, if I just find the next scam, like gambling addicts, jumping from scam to scam, desperate to get some money.
He really doesn't hold anything back. It's pretty funny when you watch him talk like this and really make fun of the people that really do deserve it, because he is right in this sense. Just because he said a word and these people are creating these coins and clearly rug pulls, you got to be very weary of projects like that. There's fun that comes to it, it's literally a crypto casino, but at the same time, don't put your life savings into something like this. Don't expect to get rich from something that's not even worth fractions of pennies. So you have to be very careful, and like I said, no financial advice here. I do not recommend buying these things, and if you do, be very careful and treat it as you're just going to the casino. That's the way I would put it. While we're mentioning meme coins, there was obviously the Bitcoin conference in Miami this past weekend, which we heard a lot of crypto advocates speak about the resolution of decentralized finance, and we also saw two presidential candidates, Vivek Ramaswamy and Robert F. Kennedy, discuss their likings of Bitcoin and how it essentially helps stop the government involvement of the CBDC. And people like this are very important, and it's really interesting to see a younger millennial like Vivek Ramaswamy and someone who's older like Robert F. Kennedy, who obviously has a lot of history with his family. And it's really interesting to see both of these guys involved in this, because this is more than just a presidential election. This is more than just regular politics. This is really for the people. So having leaders step up and want to have involvement in this. So here is Vivek Ramaswamy, the Republican candidate speech at the Bitcoin conference.
That's where you all come in. You are the backstop. So if I'm elected president of the United States and taking on the Federal Reserve, what I need is people in this country to actually have an alternative to that system. That is the backstop that actually keeps our existing financial system intact. And I'll tell you something. If you're threatened by competition, that means that you were never secure about your own value proposition in the first place. Thank you. So now they're coming for me for the same reasons they will be coming for you. Here's how they're coming for you. Now you see it in the budget. 30% possible excise tax on mining for Bitcoin or for digital assets in particular. That is wrong. You do not use punishments for a specific use of energy. One of the things I've said is that you don't want any special favors? Well, then guess what? You don't get any special punishments in return either. We need the government out of your hair rather than regulating what kind of energy is actually used for what purposes. Fair treatment for all. I'll tell you this too. Thank you. I'll tell you this too. How are they going to implement that? Think about it. That means it requires an entire surveillance state to go along with it. To be able to know whether or not someone is using it for mining, you had to be able to surveil whether or not someone was using it for mining. Freedom of speech and freedom of money are two sides of the same coin in this country. That is what we need to revive and respect.
And here you have Democratic candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. giving his speech at the Bitcoin conference as well.
As president, I will make sure that your right to hold and use Bitcoin is inviolable. First, I will defend the right of self-custody of Bitcoin and other digital assets. You should be able to own your own private keys the same as you own the keys to your car or own your wallet. Your wallet, whether it's in your pocket or in your computer, is your own. I don't think the government has the right to demand access to your Bitcoin key or indeed any of your passwords. To say otherwise is to cede essential territory to the surveillance state. Second, I will uphold the right to run a node at home. KYC requirements should be applied at the level of banks and exchanges, not at the level of nodes. Otherwise, it would become impossible to run the software. The whole point of Bitcoin is that it's decentralized. Anyone can run a node, and it's important not only for Bitcoin, but for democracy to be decentralized.
So there you have it. Those are two really great takes, I think, from two different sides of the political spectrum. You have Vivek Ramaswamy, Republican, and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as Democrat. And you have to agree that both of them have very compelling arguments and are really about making change that are positive for the people. And you have to understand that even Donald Trump and Joe Biden have no interest in discussing this, or even the other Republican and Democrat candidates, because it's not on their political agenda. They either don't understand it or they're intentionally misleading you. So we'll have to see how this works out in the primaries in August when these candidates will give speeches. And clearly with this amount of involvement, they will definitely mention Bitcoin and try to drive the audience and the community into voting for them, which, like I said, is very compelling. You have to agree. Always be careful if you're going to enter the crypto space. Understand that essentially it is gambling unless you're talking about buying crypto property such as Bitcoin and others, which I'm not going to mention. But yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in. We're going to have a special guest on in the near future. I will release the name of that in the upcoming weeks, as it's going to be a really exciting episode, and I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy it. But yeah, until next time.